Leafs news fan report asks you right off the bat, how can such a talented team swing so drastically between brilliance and disappointment? Auston Matthews, now officially the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs, is experiencing this dilemma up close. Leading isn't just about scoring goals. It's about facing the harsh reality of a team that, on one night, looks unstoppable and the next can barely compete with weaker opponents. Last Saturday, the Leafs had everything in their hands. With direct rivals like Florida and Tampa Bay losing, the door to retake the top of the division was wide open. But against the Predators, what seemed like a winnable game turned into frustration, a 3-2 loss and another chapter in the saga of inconsistency. Matthews even contributed with 2 assists, but didn't hide his dissatisfaction. "We started well, with energy, with life, but we definitely let up," he admitted. The opposing goalie Juseros had a great game, but Matthews himself knows the Leafs could and should have done more. And it's not an isolated problem. Matthews was blunt. There's a lack of urgency, a lack of physicality, a lack of consistency. With the playoffs approaching, the margin for error shrinks and the pressure rises. "We need all 20 guys on the same page all the time," said the captain, emphasizing that there's no more room for bouncing between good games and inexplicable letdowns. The message has been delivered. Talent has never been the Leafs' problem. The question is, will this group be able to align emotionally and tactically in time to fight for something big? Or will the emotional roller coaster once again prove costly when April comes? So, Leafs fan, what do you think? Will Toronto finally find consistency to build momentum heading into the playoffs? Or will it be another year of almost? Drop your thoughts below and let's talk. And of course, if you love staying on top of everything going on with the Leafs, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to Leafs News Fan Report, and turn on the bell so you don't miss any updates. Because if there's one thing this fan base has learned, it's that talent alone doesn't win games. What takes a team to the top, what turns good stats into clutch victories, is attitude. It's commitment. And Auston Matthews seems to understand that more than ever. The captain isn't just producing on the ice, he's demanding more from himself and his teammates. And that public accountability, that firm stance, is exactly what the Leafs locker room has lacked for years. Someone unafraid to speak the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. But the question remains, will the team rise to the challenge? In the next games, every shift, every line change, every coaching decision, and every player's reaction will say a lot about the future of the season. It's not just about winning or losing. It's about showing that there is an identity, a real desire to change the storyline that's been repeating year after year. And you, watching, supporting, living this drama with every game. Do you believe Auston Matthews can be the leader who finally flips the switch for this franchise? Will this public challenge ignite the team, or will it be just another lone voice paddling against the current? Talk to us in the comments. We want your honest opinion on the Leafs' current moment and the impact of Matthews' leadership. And don't forget, if you like this content and want to keep following everything about the Toronto Maple Leafs with a different, passionate, and real perspective, subscribe now to Leafs News Fan Report. Turn on notifications and come with us on this final stretch of the season, because if there's emotion, we're in it together. And look, as a Leafs fan, it's impossible not to feel a mix of pride and frustration. Pride because seeing Auston Matthews take on this captain's role, speak openly, hold a team accountable, and carry them in several games shows he understands the weight of the sea on his chest. He doesn't just want to be the star, he wants to be the leader who makes a difference. But the frustration comes because we've seen this movie before. A team full of talent, with the potential to fight at the top, but stumbling over its own mistakes. Lacking intensity, lacking that killer instinct to close games when they have the chance. And for those of us who watch every game with our hearts on the line, that hurts. Because we know what this roster is capable of, but they themselves seem to forget it sometimes. Matthews has sent the message. Now it's up to the other players to listen. Enough of pretty speeches and wins that don't hold up. It's time to play every game like it's the playoffs, because if this emotional roller coaster continues, another promising season will slip through our fingers. And I'll say this, as a fan, I still believe. Because true fans never give up. But this team needs to prove to us on the ice that they believe too.